want to hit record, I'll just introduce you real quick, Eric, and then you can go right into it.
I got it. Recording.
Okay. Thanks for everybody for coming to our team call tonight. What is tonight? The 8th of February. This is the Fitnique TRU call for the week. And tonight we have a special guest. Eric Johnson is here from Teamzy. He's been on our team call in the past and
Asian guy
provided a lot of value for us. So we wanted to bring him back. There's so many new coaches on our team, and everybody's really excited. We've heard such great things about Teamzy. We use it ourselves. We wanted to see if Eric would come back. He was nice enough to come back and give us another presentation on Teamzy and talk about the changes with Teamzy and talk about, all things related to Teamzy. So with that, Eric, I'll hand it over to you. The floor is yours, buddy.
Thank you. Okay, I'm muting everybody because it's getting kind of nutty. We have so many people logged on. You guys are all muted, but I just want you to know if you feel the spirit moving and you want to ask me a question in the middle or say something, just unmute yourself. It's just to keep the background noise off. And I'll probably have to do that a couple of times in the middle of the presentation too, because someone will come on and there'll be random things happening, which is fine. So my name is Eric Johnson. Very excited to be with you guys. I'm actually the creator of Teamzy, and like you guys, I was a Beachbody coach. So I love talking to you guys because you guys are my peeps. Here's what I'm going to do with you tonight. I'm going to take you through a little bit of the philosophy behind Teamzy because it really helps you understand what this system is all about. And some of you guys are going to really relate. You're going to have the same heart for business that we do, and you're going to love it. Then I'm going to take you to Teamzy, show you how easy it is to set it up. And then I'll show you what you need to do, like in a power hour, how you connect with people, start conversations, how you take those conversations, create invites, how you take an invite, follow up on an invite like a pro, and move people onto your team. How easy it is, and how you can do it really, guys, seriously, in like 30, 35 minutes a day. And then we'll call your power hour. You can do some other cool stuff on there too. Sound good? And then at the end, I'll do an open Q&A so you guys can ask me questions. We are recording the call, so don't worry if you miss it or whatever, we drop. And if for some reason, it happened to me the other day, I lost complete internet at my house, I will pop back on within like 90 seconds. I'll just be on my iPhone. I did the whole thing with the mobile website a couple of weeks ago. It was awesome. All right, you ready? So let's jump right in. You guys should now be seeing my presentation, how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. All right, just a little background about myself before I start. Before I became a Beachbody coach, my grown-up career has been as a business consultant, helping people build their business. Specifically, I specialized in the real estate market, helping people build really profitable real estate practices. So I've been kind of coaching people to build their business for a long time. In fact, what I'm going to teach you guys right now, the philosophies, are the same ones I've been teaching for 15 years. When I became a Beachbody coach, the first thing I realized, like a lot of you guys, is I was excited about the opportunity. I just didn't have much time left over. And so I knew, as a business coach, I knew what I needed was the tools that would help me leverage my time and be really efficient. And I went looking for them. And what I found from talking to top coaches was that there weren't really tools. People were using spreadsheets if they were really organized. Otherwise, they were using notebooks, pads. I mean, it was really it freaked me out, to be honest with you. I'll just be honest with you. So we built Teamzy because we can't imagine building a business, multi-million-dollar business, on a notebook. Make sense? Okay. So let's just jump back into the presentation. So what is relationship marketing? And you hear this all the time. It's like a buzzword. But I want you guys to know relationship marketing isn't just kind of like, oh, it just means that we are direct selling to people. It's actually a lead generation system. Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. Okay, and that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. It's a system that generates leads for you. And you guys, I'm going to be talking a lot about how it's a system, how there's steps to follow, how it's quantifiable, how it's measurable. Because this is a business. We are business owners. Okay, and I want you guys to have a mindset shift right here at the beginning of our call tonight about your business. First and foremost, your business is not marketing home fitness programs and nutritional supplements. That's not your business. Your business is lead generation. You guys are in the lead generation business. Okay? And just so you know what I mean by lead generation, I mean it's meeting new people. It's meeting new people. That's our goal. That's our business. And all day long, you can be busy. You can be selling challenge packs. You can be signing up coaches. If you are not doing things that will generate new leads, help you meet new people, or generate leads from the people you know, you're not working on your business. All of that stuff is busy, but working on your business means lead generation work. Make sense? Okay. So relationship marketing is a system we follow. It's a system that allows us to serve and bring value first. Serve and bring value first. Our focus is always on helping people first. And then when we invest systematically in relationships, people are more likely to want to do business with us and also to recommend our business to others. Make sense? Real basic principles here, you guys. And then we're able to create predictable and reliable results for our business. This is the part I love, is that these systems are so predictable. I mean, they are so predictable. When you follow the plan, you get a certain result. In fact, Teamzy will tell you based on your income goal what you need to do every day to get there. And then we always know what to do next because it's a system. And I don't know about you guys. When I first became a Beachbody coach and I heard Carl saying invite, 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 I was like, awesome. Okay, what, how, who, what do I do? How do I do that? I needed just a system to plug into. So that's what I'll show you guys today. All right, next principle. And I'm gonna be going through this stuff fast so I can get to Teamzy. It's gonna be like taking a sip out of a fire hose, guys. I apologize. You can go back, you guys will watch this recording and be like, oh, I remember him teaching on that. But I wanna give you as much meat as I can right at the beginning. So here's an important principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So what business are we in? Lead generation. Why? So we can develop and deepen relationships. That's what it's all about. And I'm going to explain to you guys how that's actually going to pay your bills, which is pretty cool. So over time, we take relationships, we turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay, that's the principle at work. And I'm going to show you guys how Teamzy is kind of like, I don't know if you can picture, it's almost like an assembly line where people are going down the belt and you're investing in them as they come by all the time. They're brought by you and they keep moving. And every time they move down that belt, they get closer to being an advocate. It's pretty awesome. All right. So here's another important principle. Am I going too fast? You guys tracking with me? Okay. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. I love this though. Another way for me to say this is, if you're a jerk, this system don't work. Okay? It does not work. And are there people in our industry that are jerks? Are there people in our industry who have no integrity, who are just trying to get whatever, their points, their sale, whatever? Those people are out there. In fact, unfortunately, more often than not. So here's the cool thing about this. Relationship marketing, the approach I'm going to teach you guys, it depends on trust. Have you guys ever heard that term, fake it till you make it? Yeah, don't do that. Don't fake it. I'll explain to you later how you don't need to fake it. The cool thing about being on a team like this is you don't have to fake it. And I'll explain that in a little bit, but you need to be real. You need to be real because this depends on trust. And once that trust is gone, it doesn't work. Okay, but trust makes it fun. Trust makes the work fun because when somebody trusts you, even just a little bit, you don't have to convince them or sell them or whatever. You get right to helping them. They're ready to be helped. Also, trust takes that icky salesperson feeling away. How many of you guys are concerned about being seen as an icky salesperson? Yeah, me too. Trust takes that away. When there's trust, nobody feels icky. And then you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. And the reason why I put this in here is because I know that there's so much focus in our industry on the whole go for no concept. The idea that it's just a numbers game. You just need to invite everybody. You just need to churn through the list and find the people who are interested. And you can get some success that way. Don't get me wrong, but guys, you're talking about your relationships here. And if you guys ever heard somebody say, well, I've gone through my warm market and now I don't know what to do. Have you guys heard someone say that before? Here's the thing I want you to know. It's impossible to go through your warm market. You should be going through your warm market. You should be going through your warm market 3 or 4 times a year. That's how you keep them warm. That's how you get them hot. And when you're approaching this with a go for yes attitude, meaning that we're serving people, we're helping people, we're having fun with people, and we're building trust with them, you don't leave bodies behind you. You're moving people towards a yes. Okay, so how do you actually do it? How do you build trust? I'm going to share with you guys some principles on how you can build trust with people. Okay, again, all of this assumes that you're a good person. All this assumes that you're not trying to manipulate, that you're real. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay, so here are 4 essential ingredients to build trust. The first one is chemistry. Chemistry. And I'll bang through all 4 and then I'll break them down for you guys. The second one is character. Character. The third is competence. Competence. And 4th is consistency. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. All right. Sorry, I'm just got a little frog and getting over something. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. This is basic, right? What is it about you they can relate to? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? This is pretty basic, guys, because I know a lot of you guys are already doing some attraction marketing on social media. You've got a niche that you're trying to attract people to. You're already creating and finding chemistry out there. But the bottom line, this is your training. This is your form training. This is listening, asking questions, finding out where you have common ground with someone, helping them relate to you. But it's important. It's important because you guys know emotionally that you want to be connected to someone you like being connected with. Right? How many of you guys have a favorite person at the store, you know, like a favorite clerk that you like to go down their checkout line, whatever? That's the way we're wired as people, is that we are attracted to do business with people that we have chemistry with. The second one is character. Character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. I want you guys to notice that character is not something you just have. It's actually something you need to do. It's something you need to do. It's a verb. Character is something you demonstrate. And if you're like me and you sometimes get, you know, you feel like your integrity is being questioned and you get offended, just remember, you need to ask yourself the question, have you demonstrated your care to this person? How do they know what your character is? Should we just assume everybody has character? I mean, there's being rude also, but I'm just saying, like, we need to be demonstrating our character. And here's the thing I want you guys to know. Everything you do as a business owner, your character matters. You own a business. Hello, do you guys know this? Guess what this means? This means that you don't get a break from showing character, ever. But it's my own personal time. No, you're still a business owner. You have to be, everything you do is character. Everything you do is your business when you own your own business. So just remember, it's about demonstrating care every time, everywhere you go, every time you talk, every time you post something on social media. Am I showing that I care for the person who's reading this, or is this just for my own pleasure? Does it make sense? The third one here is competence. Competence. The reason I went off on that whole character piece just now, by the way, one of my consulting clients recently had a team member who was out of control with alcohol and abuse, substance things on their own time, right? And that started spilling over into the business where their clients were like, I saw your team member at the bar last night. You wouldn't believe what she was doing. That's why I'm saying that you're never off the clock with characters. People are always watching you. I'm just saying that. Just a little side note to keep in mind, guys, that somebody's always there and it can impact your business. Okay, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. The reason why I broke this into 2 halves is because I really think for Beachbody coaches, there's 2 ends of competence. The first one is, can you help me with my health and fitness goals? Like, do you know enough to help me with that? I need to know you're good at that first. And then I need to know, can you actually mentor me in this business? Does that make sense? So I need to know from you that you're competent. And when I mentioned earlier about not faking it till you make it, the cool thing about this is if you're new, or maybe you don't feel competent with the health and fitness thing because you still have 200 pounds to go. A lot of us are on a journey and we're in different places in the journey. It doesn't matter. The point is that your team is competent. Look around you. Look at all these successful people. You just need to explain to people if you're new or you don't have that confidence. Hey, that's kind of a new thing. I should coin that. Confidence. I like that. Yet you say, hey, look, you're joining a team with me. that has all this experience, that has all, that's, you know, amazing, that's reached these levels of success, and together we're going to plug into that. Does that make sense? You can lean into your team until you can demonstrate that personally. All right, so chemistry, character, competence, the first 3 ways we build trust. And remember, the key word for this is be intentional. I guess that's 2 words, but you get the point. Be intentional. Do this stuff on purpose every day. Be on purpose, be intentional with this stuff. Now, I'm going to just give you a principle that kind of underlies this, which is whenever someone's thinking about doing business with you, they always ask these 3 questions. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? These are the only things people really care about. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Okay, and I throw this out there, you guys, so you can understand the principles behind these points, but also I want you to also understand that when you come up against objections in your business, they almost always will stem from 1, 2, or 3, or all of the, or all of these questions right here. This is where objections come from. Even if the objection is, the vitamin D content of Shakeology, it comes from these, and you need to continually work on that relationship to build trust. Make sense? Okay. Chemistry, character, competence. Let's talk about number 4, consistency. Consistency. It's so funny because every time I get to this slide, it's like getting kicked in the gut, because are you guys like me? Do you just look at the word consistency and go, oh, I'm not as good at that as I should be? Right? We all fall short on consistency, but it happens to be the most important thing for everything, right? For our fitness, for our health, everything. It's all about consistency. But now I'm going to talk to you guys about consistency from the standpoint of building trust. How many of you guys are parents? How important is being consistent to building trust with your kids? Right? Now, here's the cool thing. Everything you learned in parenting, guys, you just need to apply that to your business. That is how to run a business, basically. So don't worry. There's so many great principles, but it's all about consistency. And here's the principle I want you guys to get, and that's that people respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. When you are consistent with people, and I mean what I'm going to talk about in a little bit, guys, just so it's not all a surprise to you. I'm going to talk about communicating consistently with people. People respect it. They think it's amazing. And some of you guys who've been doing this for a while, who've been using Teamzy for a while, probably already have people that are like, you are like the most on top of it person I've ever met. And they're like, I just have a really good system now. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. How many of you have been told that you're inspiring? People are inspired by you, the way you post on social and things like that. They're inspired. They're not inspired because you are perfect and you have now attained physical perfection and you're, with your before and after pictures. Some of you guys don't even have a before and after picture yet, and you're inspiring people. They're inspired by this consistency they see you doing, guys. That's what they're inspired by. They want more of it. Now, here's the cool thing about it. Consistency doesn't only build trust, but it attracts new people to your business. It's like a moth to a flame. People want to be around it. They want to be part of it. So consistency actually not only builds your trust, but it becomes part of your marketing plan. I have to be consistent because it brings more people to my business. Does that make sense? So first of all, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to recommend a book because this principle is lifted from one of my favorite books. Amy and Brian, you guys already read this, right? Because I recommended it last time. Good. No? It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. So such an awesome book, guys. You should check that out. It's not just about consistency. There's actually 6 different principles in that book on how to influence people in a good way. And it's really, really worth the read for building this business. Okay, so here's the checkup for the neck up for you guys. Are you consistent? Are you consistent? Right? And just speaking first and foremost about your business, I mean, are you a product of the product? I saw somebody doing a workout during this call. That's pretty good, right? She's getting it in. That's awesome. Are you doing your workouts? Are you drinking your shakes? Are you committed to healthy living? Are you doing your personal development? And I think the last one, I mean, I know that's not the point of this call, but you guys need to be doing your personal development, because if you look around, this is all I have to say about personal development is this. If you fall into the category of, yeah, I need to be doing that, I'm just not, look around right now. Just look around at your home, at your life, at your job, at your income level, at your relationships, at your overall sense of well-being, and answer this question. Have you arrived at your dream life yet? Because if the answer is, if there is a gap between your dream life and your current life, the only way you bridge that gap is by changing what's here. Everything in your subconscious is programmed to keep you where you are right now. So if you're not changing what's going on in the way you're thinking and rewiring your brain, you will never change your situation. That's all I have to say on that. Okay, great. Let's get back to Teamzy. So this is struggling, but moving forward, not perfect, but determined. How many of you guys are pretty good though on this? You're product of the products, you're doing your thing. Okay, good. So here's the real checkup for the neck up. How about on your relationships? Are you as consistent in your relationships? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are about posting on social media? Right? That's the question. Because people won't believe you till they see you. What I mean by that is, you know, you can post all day long about hashtag mom boss life, coach life, how awesome it is. And it is so awesome. I mean, guys, like I want to cry the fact that I'm not going to Success Club trip with you guys this year, because that was like the highlight of my year. But, you know, it is so cool, the lifestyle. But people are watching you and they're like, that looks so neat. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of her. But I mean, you know, I haven't heard from her since high school, so she must not mean me, right? It's all about reaching out with people. They're going to believe you. When you paint the picture, I want you to join me, and then they hear from you. I know, I mean you. That's when people start to believe you mean it. Does that make sense? Okay, so what we need to do is understand that relationship building is a contact sport. Relationship building is a contact sport. And what I mean by that is this: you have to be in regular contact with people. If you want to build a relationship, you have to be in regular contact with people. In fact, you can be in contact with everybody. You know. I mean, I'm going to show you how easy it is to stay in contact with 5,000 or 6,000 people and talk to them a few times a year. All of them. Okay, I'm going to show you that in a minute with Teamzy. But you have to understand this principle, that investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. And I know I'm 25 minutes into this, but I just need to give you guys a quick example of this, because this is such an important principle. So how many of you guys, some of you guys have seen my presentation, you're like, oh, here comes that great example, right? If you remember it. How many of you guys have ever got a great card from somebody? Like just a great, like a birthday card or an anniversary card, and they wrote a message in their hand, wrote it, and it was like an amazing message. You know, like those old long distance phone call commercials we used to watch when we were kids, like that kind of message, right? It just got straight to your heart. We've all gotten cards like that, right? I hope. How many of you guys are married? You better got at least one of those cards, right? How many of you guys used to be married, didn't get a card? No, just kidding. All right, so so what happens when you get a card like that? What happens, right? You open it up and you feel like you get like an emotional response from it. And then what? Throw it in the trash can, right? Right to the trash? Do you guys save those? You have a special place where you put those? Everybody does, like a drawer. I had like a shoebox, and now it's grown into a huge under the bed bin, right? You save those. Why do you save them? Why are they worth so much? Then you get a postcard from the dentist that says, you know, happy birthday, Elaine, from Dr., you know, you can't even remember the name of the dentist. Does that go into the special place? No, it doesn't go into that one goes in the trash can, right? What's the difference? The difference is when you got that card from somebody, it represented the most valuable and precious thing there is, their time. And you know what? Time's always been valuable, but right now in our society right now, undivided attention from somebody is unheard of. But you know what? When they were writing you that note card, they weren't on their phone looking at Facebook. It was impossible. That was undivided attention. That's why it's so valuable. And that's why it's so meaningful. You know what that person did? They invested time and they connected directly with you. In fact, if you guys go pull one of those cards out tonight and read it, you're going to get that emotional connection again. It has a lingering impact. Now, I'm not telling you that you need to be writing cards all the time. Though writing note cards, by the way, should be part of your business plan, guys. You need to work that in because people will save that card forever. It's the only marketing piece that never gets tossed. If you can write them a nice heartfelt note, right? Challenger gets great results. Send them I'm proud of you card. Okay, anyways, that's a side note. You should do that. By the way, Teamzy has note card, personal note card as one of the connect types, just so you know. Okay, but even just sending somebody a text message or a personal message can achieve a similar effect, though maybe not quite as deep, but you can do a lot of them. And it's a direct connection. It shows them that you're thinking of them and spending some time on them. Does that make sense? All right, let me just jump over here real quick. I think I have one more slide, then we're gonna get into Teamzy for reals. For reals. All right. Is this stuff valuable though, guys? I know I haven't shown you Teamzy yet, but it's good stuff, right? All right, we did this one. So what you need is a system, guys. You need a system to follow. You just need to follow a system. Stay in contact with all your relationships, okay? All of them. Know when to contact them. This is huge because if you guys are using a notebook, you end up talking to the same 20 people all the time. You need to know when to talk to them. Know what you're gonna say. I don't want you spending all day thinking about what to say to each person. You'll talk to 2 people a day. We're gonna just know what we're gonna say when we're connecting with people, and then make sure that people aren't falling through the cracks. Because I know this has happened to all of you guys. You've talked to somebody and they're excited and they're about to join the challenge group and they don't. They're not ready yet, right? And then 2 months go by and you see that on Facebook they're a coach with somebody else. How many of you have felt that particular bittersweet pain? Guys, that's somebody who fell through the cracks. You planted the seed. You watered the seed. You put sunshine on that seed. And then when it was ready to be harvested, you just weren't there. You just weren't there. So this will help make sure that people don't fall through those cracks, okay? So, action steps, that's for the end of our call. You're not gonna get off without those though. All right, so let's now go to Teamzy. My name's Eric and I've never used the computer before. There we go, boom. Oh, I had to show you the crew. Here's the crew. There's my newest one, Nora Love, just 6 weeks old. We have to keep growing Teamzy because I keep having more mouths to feed. All right, here we go. Let's jump over to, I got Teamzy open here. I need Facebook because I'm going to show you, I use Facebook to message people. That's my primary, I love Facebook. However you guys like to message people is great, but Facebook is the way I do it, so that's what I'm going to show you. So here's my Teamzy dashboard, okay? I'm going to show you how to set it up. First things first, for you guys who are on the call that aren't using it yet, you can get, you may not even know this, you can get a free 30-day trial of Teamzy. Okay, you just go to teamzy.com and sign up for it. Free 30-day trial. No credit card required, nothing like that. Just go use it for free. We're pretty sure that if you use it, you're gonna absolutely love it, okay? So do that. If you haven't already got your free trial, you can open another browser window right now and go get your free trial. I'm okay with that. Now, when you're in your free trial, it's gonna bring up a setup wizard. I'm gonna just go through it really quick with you guys to show you how easy it is to set up. I know some of you guys are already using it, so, well, you may see something you didn't do and you can go back and set up. And so I launched the setup wizard to show you. This just makes it really easy. So we're gonna set our income goal, we're gonna create a powerful why, and we're gonna get our contacts in. That's it, okay? And there's little videos on each page that show you what to do. You guys have me live, you don't need the videos. First thing we'll do is set an income goal. How much, like, what's the level of income you wanna be at 12 months from now? Make sense? So it's not necessarily that this is how much money you'll earn in the next 12 months, but this is the income level you'll be at 12 months from now. Okay, stretch a little bit on this goal, guys. Stretch a little bit. Like if your goal is $30,000, I want you to make it 60. Okay? If you're already making $250,000 a year from your Beachbody business, what I want you to do, or more, some of you more, I've talked to people who make way more than that. I want you to make a goal on how much income you'll create personally over the next 12 months for your business, not what your organization's already doing. So basically like your elite point type work. Okay, set your goal here. Now what's gonna happen is, I'm gonna go to the next page now. I put it at 150,000 in case you guys can't see that. The next page is gonna give me a target to hit. So now it's telling me that I need to complete 4,348 connects in the next 12 months to get in the ballpark of that goal. Now, a connect is reaching out to somebody and connecting with them, okay? So I'll explain how we do that as we go. So 4,348, is that a lot to you guys or is that a little? I don't know. Some of you guys are probably animals. To me, that's a big number. And what do you need to do? I mean, how do you eat an elephant? You guys know this one? Anyone? One bite at a time, right? One bite at a time. So the next page will break this down for you. It makes it easy to digest. We're going to break it into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and coaches. Okay? Prospects, customers, and coaches. This should be pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go ahead and explain it. Coaches are the people on your team. Customers are your customers. And prospects are every other person on the planet who's not your customer, your coach, or someone else's customer or coach. Fair enough? Because remember, it's all about being trustworthy here. All right. So now it breaks it down monthly, weekly, and daily. So that huge number, 4,300 and whatever, 38, something like that, that big number, is now 9. I'm going to reach out to 9 prospects a day, 6 customers a day, and 4 coaches on my team a day. Okay? That's that number broken down. And then I've also got, on top of that, I have a goal for invites and a goal for ads to my list every day. And we just defaulted this to 3. You can change this to whatever you want, okay? Let's say you wanted to do 7. I'm going to leave it at 3, though, because I really liked 3. Actually, that worked great. Gave me good momentum. All right, you ready? So whatever you want to change these to, you can change them or leave them on our suggestion. And then when you hit continue, now those goals are set up on my dashboard, and my dashboard is configured to my goals. Make sense? Okay. Now, let's talk about finding your why. This is an important piece because, well, let's just be honest. Do you guys know what I mean by your why? Have you guys done that? Have you talked about that a little bit? Like, you got to know your why. I know this is kind of the thing that people always talk about, like, oh, make sure you know your why. But I want to explain to you, how many of you actually like have a really powerful why statement already that you look at daily? Anyone? How many of you know you probably should, you just have no clue how to do that? Okay. So the reason why it's so important to do this is because, well, I'll just give you the statistic first. 50% of all Beachbody coaches will quit in the first 12 months. Okay? So that's the stat. Anybody that's been a coach for a couple years or more probably has seen that happen on their own team. The reason why people quit, and sometimes I get people offended by this, is because people are quitters. We all are quitters. All of us. All of us have quit more things than we could even remember quitting. And the reason for that is we will run away from problems if we don't have a reason to stand and face them. Okay? And so what we did was we know that you guys may not know how to find your why, to even know what it is. I mean, you're a coach and you're excited, but like, why are you? So we went to all the classes, we read all the books, and we built it into Teamzy. I'm going to take you through it really quick. It's really easy, but it's really important to understand this, because if you understand why, like what's really at stake, when you have challenges, and you will, and things will happen, you'll have tragedy in your life that will make you want to put your business on the back burner. By the way, if you ever feel like you want to put your business on the back burner, that's quitting. If you hear yourself say those or think those words, just give yourself a little smack. Snap out of it. We're going to go back and read your why statement that we're going to write right now and get back engaged. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to love you guys through this, because this happens to everybody. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're unprepared. If we're prepared for it, we won't quit. And just so you know, not quitting is the key to success. Make sense? All right. Sorry, that's called a passion tangent, and I do them a lot. I can't help it. You know, if I turn off my presentation and I have to look at you guys, it's going to get intense for a second. All right, let's go back to Teamzy. So basically, it's like a journaling exercise that we just take you through. And I'll share my story with you guys really quick as we go through this, so you kind of get a feel for how I found my why. Obviously, yours will be different, right? Every one of you will have a different one. And your why over time will change and will deepen and move in different directions. And that's totally cool. You may want to do this every year, or at least every year, maybe every, December, especially if you guys are a couple like Amy and Brian. You may want to do this together as part of your goal setting process so that you can really be engaged. But here's my why. Why'd you become a coach? I became a coach because I did P90X, which I bought at Costco. Sorry, guys, I didn't even know about coaches. I bought it at Costco, and I lost 60 pounds. Cool, right? Now, it took me 5 years to actually use it because I didn't have a coach. It was in my garage, and I kept dusting it off a little bit. I finally did it. I lost 60 pounds. Everybody I knew, and I knew a lot of people because of my business, were like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you look amazing. What are you doing? I was like, P90X, 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 P90X. I probably told 300 people about P90X before my wife said, you should be a coach and get paid for that. Right? So anyways, that's why I became a coach. Very deep. What did you hope to accomplish? Well, I thought it'd be cool if I can make 500 extra bucks a month. That was me, deep Eric Johnson, deep motivation. And I remember my friend Robert, who I remembered, oh wait, I remember people do sell it. I remember this guy, this friend of mine, has sent me a pack of some shake 5 years ago. So I called him. He's like, oh yeah, and he helped me become a coach. And I said, can I make 500 bucks a month? He goes, yeah, you could do that easy, dude. I said, great, cool. That's why I want to do it. That was my goal. Why is that important to you? You see me, I'm just going down these questions, and it just helps my brain think about it a little bit. Why is it important to you? Why would it be important for me to make 500 bucks a month? Well, the truth is that in my industry, which was helping real estate agents be successful, when the recession hit in 2008 and 2009, that industry was just absolutely destroyed. I don't know if any of you guys were in a situation where so many people were, where maybe you even lost your home over it, right? The real estate industry was a mess. And I lost my job. You know, it took me a while to get work going, and it just was like, it was like survival mode for like 7 years. For 7 years, Lisa and I did not save anything. We did not add anything to our savings account for 7 years, not a dime. 500 bucks a month would be pretty cool at that point. Does that make sense? So what would achieving this mean for you and your family? So now I'm moving down to the next question. Already I'm getting emotional thinking about this, whereas I started out with just like, whatevs, I'm going to be a coach and make 500 bucks a month. The process starts to bring you into yourself. My first thought about what would achieving this mean for you and your family was, maybe we could buy a new house. That would be so cool. We could get a new house for this growing family of ours. And if I could save money long enough, we could make that happen. Okay. All right. So then I get to this last question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And some of you guys have seen me talk about this, and you know, like, I got really irritated at this next question. Like, this is where I was going, why am I doing this hippy dippy weird stuff right now? Seriously? And I don't know if some of you guys, like, I love personal growth, but sometimes I'm just kind of like, it makes me uncomfortable. And I guess that's the idea, right? To get you out of your comfort zone. But as I really thought about why would it be meaningful to buy a new home, I realized that buying a new home wasn't meaningful at all. I'd be nice, but it wasn't meaningful. I realized that the new home was symbolic. It was symbolic. It represented the fact that I knew my family life wasn't right. I knew that the life I was in wasn't the life I wanted to be in. The house was symbolic of that. See, I was working 12 hours a day to not save a dime for 7 years. How much does that suck? I had a gorgeous corner office. I just couldn't save any money. I was worried about losing my job constantly because of the ups and downs of my industry. I never saw my kids. I never saw them. 20 minutes in the morning, they were already getting in bed when I got home from work. Kiss them goodnight, pray with them, and that was it. You know, it was brutal. So what happened was this process helped me realize what my why statement would be. I'm going to read it to you right now. And in fact, you guys will see it as the example on your accounts. But this was my why that I wrote 18 months ago: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. We were joking, Brian and I were joking about shaving once or twice a week, working from home, being self-employed. It's so unbelievably awesome. And I have to explain to you guys that when I wrote this just 18 months ago, I was really hoping this could someday be my life. This is like just describing what a Tuesday afternoon looks like in my life now. The second that I put this down on, well, I didn't put it on paper, but the second I wrote this, it was like the intention was set. I actually started building the office, which we're in right now, which is my shed office, right? I saw it on Pinterest, the shed quarters, I call it. I started, my wife's like, what are you doing? I go, I'm building an office, a shed. It's the new cool thing to do. And she's like, why? I said, because I'm going to work from it when I leave my job. She goes, what are you talking about? Within 3 months, I left my full-time job. Okay, you guys, you need to go through this process. Now, here's the thing. Whatever you put in this box, your why, when you hit continue, it'll save to your dashboard. Every day you're going to go to Teamzy to do your power hour. You don't have to think. It's all going to be laid out for you. And you're going to look at that why statement, because you know why? A lot of times you're not going to feel like it. Even though it's easy, you're going to be like, I don't feel like doing that. And you got to reconnect to why. Now, one more thing on this before we move on. Some of you guys are really motivated by avoiding pain. Yeah? Yes, you are. Those of you guys who are like that, you need to create, I call it the dark why. You need to add another sentence, which is, if I fail, these are the consequences. Right? What does my health look like, my relationships, my finances, if I quit? And it probably looks a lot like where you're at right now, right? Some of you guys are down the road. It might be where you were when you started. But the point is whatever puts you in the game each day. Does that make sense? And then those days where you don't feel like it, when you suffer a terrible personal tragedy, when you like are sick, that's the days you put, I call it put one oar in the water. You just put one oar in the water. You just reach out to a couple people. You keep the momentum going. Does that make sense? Just one oar in the water. Some days you're going to be rowing full bore, but every day you just got to stir it a little bit. Make sense? All right. Okay, I'm excited. We haven't even set this up yet. Okay, so I'm going to continue that saves to my dashboard. Next thing we're going to do now is get your contacts in. So do it in this order. Pay attention if you guys haven't set up Teamzy. You're going to go to the Coach Online office first. Okay, get your coaches in. I recommend your personally sponsored coaches if you're a serious business builder, not the whole team. And your customers. Okay, and this video will show you how to do it. It's super easy. But get those in first. Then you're going to get your Facebook friends imported. Okay, and the reason why you want to do your online office first is because your online office has all their information and Facebook doesn't. And Teamzy won't import the same person twice. So you want to import them first with all their information, then do your Facebook. Then all your Facebook friends who are also in Coach Office will already be there. Make sense? Okay. All right. And then anywhere else you have contacts, you can bring those in on a CSV file. So I want you guys to know the import process is so easy. Okay. If you do have any trouble, you just hit the help button and our team will help you, but it's super easy and fast to get everything imported. Okay. And then everything will be in one place, organized, one list. All right. So let me just show you what's next here. Hold on a second. Let me just look at this. Sometimes I see the chat going off and I just have to look. I can't help it. I have to look. All right. So we're going to get our contacts in. And then there's one more step to set up, which is ranking the people on your list. Okay. And I'll show you how to do that really quick. So you're back on your Teamzy and it's going to automatically drop you on your team page. The team page here on the left nav, by the way, the team page is where your whole list lives, your entire list. Okay. And those of you guys who've been using Teamzy for a while, this is pretty cool. The guys recently created some new technology that lets you scroll through this list like lightning fast, never stops. It just scrolls like super fast. Those of you guys have been doing this for a while and used to get annoyed when it would reload. Anyways, just had to show you that. I love that. All right. So what's going to happen with your list is it's going to be in rank mode. See this little rank mode? I'm going to toggle that. And you're going to go through and you're going to give everybody a star ranking. Like 5 stars is awesome, 1 star sucks. You guys know how to do that, right? You do it everywhere. The reason why it's important is because your star ratings determine how often you connect with people. So the people that are closest to you, you'll connect with more. And Teamzy is going to create your list for you every day. You never have to plan it. You never have to worry about it. It's going to cycle through everybody based on their rank, some people more often than others. And the principle at work here is that you should spend the most time with the best people. You should spend more time with the best people, the people most likely to help your business. Your best coaches, your best customers, your best relationships should get the most time. Make sense? All right, so here's what we do. I'm going to show you what these ranks mean. A 5 star is somebody most likely to become a customer or coach, or an existing customer or coach that's a rock star. Okay, 5 star people will come up on your dashboard. You'll get a reminder to connect, just to say hey, just to make their day every single 30 days. Every single 30 days? I guess it works. Every 30 days. Okay, 4 stars. Now this is somebody likely to become a customer or coach with a little bit of nurturing. Okay, and they're your solid performers on your team too. The 4 stars will come up on your dashboard every 60 days, okay? 3 stars, everybody's a 3 star to start because you don't know which way they're gonna go. 3 star can go either way. They're gonna come up on your list every 90 days. And most of the people on your list will probably still be a 3 star even after you've done this. In fact, when you do your import, everyone's gonna be a 3 star. And really what you're doing is just cherry picking the 4s and 5s to start. Make sense? All right, and then 2 stars are getting colder. They're every 120 days. 1 stars are people that are on your list that you're not really marketing to. They're just going to be on your list. Like your do not contacts from Beachbody will drop in as a 1 star, for example. Okay. Little side note on that though. No, I better not say it. Do you want me to say it? I'll say it anyways. You should still try to find your do not contacts from Beachbody on Facebook and message them. Just saying. Because most people are do not contacting is because they don't want emails from Beachbody. They don't understand. They'd love to hear from you, and there's no law against Facebooking somebody that put the do not contact. You will be amazed how many of those people are excited to hear from their coach. In fact, because my wife is still an active coach, because we have to be, because we have to get our Shakeology and our BOD and everything, right? And I was in there the other day and I said, did you know your sister put you in as do not contact? She's like, she did. So, her own sister put her as do not contact. So anyways, that's all I have to say on that. And I can't get in trouble because I'm not a Beachbody coach. So I'm just trying to help you guys. All right. So now we're all set up, ready to crush our power hour. Let me show you guys how to do this. Quick tour of the dashboard. There's your why right there. Okay. And also this little my why area is your tutorial spot. So when you're not sure what things do, when you hover over them, you can see like, it'll explain what that is. When you hover over things, you see how it's changing when I move my thing? Okay. So here's a quick, if you need to look somebody up, you search them in the search bar. Okay. You won't believe how many people say, how do I talk to somebody who's not on my dashboard? Use the search bar. New contact, you just met somebody, you add them right here. That's simple. Okay, and then here's our goals. 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches, 3 invites, 3 ads. Those are the goals that we put together when we set up, right? Here's your dailies, product to product stuff. Are you doing all this stuff every day? Check it off as you go. Make sure that you're connected with that. Now our power hour starts here on the who's up next. This is where the magic happens, guys, and there's no system like this in the world. Eventually they'll figure out little Teamzy and try to mock it, but for now it's just for you guys. So we're going to connect with prospects, then customers. These are different lists, see? Then coaches, and I'm going to show you how to follow up. So let's start with prospects. Always start with prospects. First person on my list is Jay, which is actually quite easy because she works for me, so she's not going to mind getting a message right now. But whoever's there, you just message them. Now, I like to use Facebook, and you can see I have Facebook open in another tab because, see right here, it says Teamzy does not send Facebook or text messages. You have to actually use Facebook to do that. But Teamzy tells you who to connect with. Now, if I'm not sure what to say to Jay, before I even go send her the message, I'm going to click on this scripts button. See this button right here, guys, where it says scripts? We put so many scripts in here. By the way, you can also upload your own scripts from your upline, whatever. You can put in emails in here, templates that you want to send to people. Everything's in here. But I'm going to do a Facebook message, so that's where I'm going to look. And I'm just going to grab a simple connect. Okay? So there's a great one. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Great. I'm going to copy that script. Okay? Now I'm going to go to Facebook. I'm going to just look up Jay. There she is. There's Jay. I'm going to look her up and send her a message. Slow internet. Somebody's playing Call of Duty upstairs. Anybody with teenagers knows that one. All right, so I'm going to send Jay a message. Now check this out. I'm just going to actually paste that script in there and change her name. Remember I had just copied it? Boom, I'm going to send her that message. Super easy, okay? Now what I'm going to do is, still loading the page, see that? Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to okay. Are you done loading yet, Facebook? I'm ready. Okay, great. I'm going to copy that one and toggle back to Teamzy. Now check this out. The reason I copied it is I'm just going to paste it in. You can just write a note if you want. I just paste it so I don't have to type anymore. I like it to be super fast. And when I'm doing this on my phone, there's a mobile website. You can do it on your iPhone or your Android if you have one of those. It's even faster to copy and paste because it's like big finger buttons, right? All right, so I'm going to log this. That was a Facebook message, so I'm selecting my type of connect, and I'm going to log it. Now watch what happens when I log it. She's going to disappear off the list will move up, and I'm going to get another number in that prospect circle. Okay, so now I'm on Christine. She's the next person. I'm going to look Christine up. I'm going to end up using that same script probably 9 times in a row. okay, and just change the name. Now I may change it up a little bit, but honestly, like I get great results just using the same ones. Just like, hey, how's your day going? The idea here is to get in the make someone's day mindset. Okay, it's an awesome hashtag, but it's hard to write. The make someone's day mindset. We're just trying to make someone's day. I am not messaging people to cold invite them. I'm not messaging them right now trying to recruit them. I just want to make their day. I just want to connect and hopefully start conversations. Make sense? So when I go through my, my list of prospects and I get this circle all the way blue and it says 9, now I'm going to go to customers. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll start connecting with my customers. Okay? And there's scripts in there for customers too. I'm going to start sending them messages. Hey, George, how's your workouts? How are your workouts going? How are you enjoying your Shakeology? Do you know we have some new flavors coming out? Whatever. Okay, I'm going to connect with George. I'm going to connect with my customers. The thing is, guys, your customers are like, your customers are your gold mine. Your customers are your gold mine. I don't know how else to say this. The people that you are given by Beachbody, the people that you've developed, they are your gold mine. They are like, you just need to be connecting with them. It only takes a second to do it. But there's a couple of reasons why it's so important to connect with customers. I just want to tell you guys this. First of all, you're their coach and you sell, you're their coach, guys, you're their coach. What we sell them is a lifestyle, a change. In some cases, we are saving lives, right? How many of you guys have had somebody that like their life has been saved by this, right? Like they were like gonna die soon and now they're not. People's lives are at stake. There's like 1% of the world that will do a challenge group and change their life without your constant, consistent support. So don't let them down. Connect with them. Check in with them. And just assume they need to do like 3 or 4 challenge groups a year with you to stay on board. Plus, by the way, that keeps them drinking Shakeology, keeps them doing 3-day refreshes and things like that. They become great customers, people that aren't ready to join the team. Does that make sense? Also, guys, how many of you guys sometimes wonder where you're going to get your Success Club points this month? Okay, so here's what I want you guys to know. I'm not going to get into it tonight, but I did a full 1-hour webinar on this, and it's in Teamzy on the University tab. And remember, Teamzy is free for 30 days, so you guys all have access to it. If you've ever had one customer that got a challenge pack and did a challenge group and got great results, how many of you have had at least one person like that? Okay. If you have one person like that, you don't ever have to struggle getting Success Club points again, because you can duplicate that person right now into more, and that is a process that can continue indefinitely. There is no hotter source of a new lead than a current customer. Somebody who's getting results is already being noticed by everybody they know, and they're already having multiple conversations about it everywhere they go. Okay, so in that other webinar, it's called How to Hit SC Every Month. I actually outline the steps on how you can multiply your current customers. I'll show you guys how to find that because it's just super important. But that's partly why we're so big on connecting with your customers. Okay, I'll show you where that is real quick. It's under University. If you like this, you'll like that because it's me talking. Beachbody. Okay, and it's right here. It is right here. Boom. There's the link. Okay, great. Let me go back to Teamzy. Let's rock this. So now I'm connecting with my prospects, then my customers. When that is a solid red circle and I'm done with that, I'm going to go to my coaches. I'm going to connect to my coaches the same way. I'm just going to reach out and send them a, hey, how are you? I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. Can I help you today? Is there anything I can do to make your day? I'm going to check in with my coaches, guys. That's why we call this Teamzy. It's so important. It's so important. And I know a lot of your customers are coaches too, right? They're discount coaches. So you need to be connecting with all these people. But the bottom line is people need the relationship. They're here for the relationship. You know, Shakeology is awesome, but they're looking at other protein shakes. Like they need to know that it's awesome and they need to know that they have a relationship with you. Keep connecting with people. Being on a Facebook group with your team is not a relationship. Being on a Zoom call like this is not the same as reaching out one-on-one. Okay, so now when we've done this, we've reached out to 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches. What is that, 19 people? 19 people. That would take me 25 minutes. Okay, it might take you a little longer in the beginning, but once you get good at this, it'll be really fast. So now what? So here's how it works. We have now sent out those messages. I call it, it's almost like you're sending out little love notes, right? Just spreading it around. Now we're gonna hopefully create conversations. So out of 19 connects, we'll probably create about 10 conversations. Okay? So now we're having conversations with people. They're like, hey, Eric, thanks for reaching out. Oh my gosh, my day's going awesome. How about you? And this is where you use your training, your form training. You ask questions and you have a conversation with people. Now, is the goal of that conversation to sign them up for a challenge pack? No, absolutely not. The goal is to help them in some way. The goal is to add value to their life in some way. Trust me, guys, if you lead with value, you're going to have plenty of sales and plenty of people join your team. It's to find a way to help them. It might not have anything to do with health and fitness this time. It might be that they, this just happened. Like somebody needs a pediatric dentist for their kids, and I know a great one, right? And it's like, oh, I'm so glad you reached out. Oh, it's so great that we talked today. Thank you so much. You helped me. Maybe they just need someone to pray with them today. Maybe they just need to let off some steam. But as you're talking and the conversation continues, some of those conversations will lead to a discussion of what you're doing. And that's where that's where you start asking questions, you get them engaged. And now you're at a situation where that conversation has turned into an invite. So I'm going to give you an example. So we had messaged Jay. Just imagine that Jay and I had a great exchange. She's asking me about the new baby. I'm asking her about everything that's going on with the new base because they're a military family and they've been recently rebased in new base. We're talking. And at some point she says, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to do something and maybe join one of your groups, get fit or whatever. So I started asking, okay, let's get on the phone. Let me ask you some questions. Let me get all your goals down. So we talk. And so in that talk, we're like, we agree that she's going to do 21-day fix and join the challenge group and really get started, right? So here's what happens. On the call, as we're talking about this, I say, okay, Jay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you an email right now, and it's going to have information on the group and the program. It's also going to have the link that I need you to use to order your challenge pack and your Shakeology, right? And what I'll do is I'll connect with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Sound good? She's going to go, great. Okay, great. So now I'm inviting Jay to my group. So now that little connect is turned into an invite. So how do I do it? So what I'll do is I'll come into Teamzy, and I'll do it here or on my phone. I'll look her up. This will bring me to her record, okay? And then I'm going to log a connect. This time I'm just going to write, I got my keyboard hidden, 21-day fix, right? And this was an email. And now check this out. See this little invite button? This time I'm going to click that because this isn't a typical connect. This is an invite that I'm logging. And then I'm going to select the type of invite. I got a few choices. That's a challenge group, okay? Now, before I log this invite connect, I want you to notice that I need to set my follow-up because it's set on default. She's a 3, that's 90 days. That's not going to cut it. When did I say I'd follow up with her? Tomorrow, right? So now I'm going to set my follow-up for tomorrow. So now I'm going to log this, and now you can see she's on my follow-up list for tomorrow. So when I go to my dashboard, and I go to my follow-ups, there she is. She's on my list. I don't have to worry about it. She's on my list. So tomorrow when I'm doing my power hour, I do my prospects, customers, coaches, and then I work my follow-ups list. Let me explain to you guys how this follow-ups thing works because it's so easy. It's so easy, the follow-ups thing. Once they're interested and we invite them, now we're going to follow up with them until they convert or tell us they're not ready yet. Make sense? Here's what I want you guys to get on following up. You know that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? You heard that. Fortune's follow-up. Yeah, I know, Eric. Do you guys know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? Have you guys heard that before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. How many of you are like, oh my gosh? How many of you follow up 10 times on an invite? Does anybody? The leaders. The leaders do. How many of you want their business? Want a business like theirs? Here's what I want you guys to know. You need to be following up 10 times. But I understand why you don't. Is it because you feel like you're a pest, bugging people? Anybody feel that way? If you followed up 10 times? Or is it just because you just don't have a good system? You're a disorganized mess? It's probably the first one, right? Okay, I want you guys to understand one thing about this. When somebody has come to you for help and you guys are selling a life-transforming product they need help with, we're talking about their health, their body image, their ability to physically do things. Following up on that promise is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. It's not a nag, it's an act of love. Failing to follow up is communicating, I just don't care enough about you to follow up on this. And I don't mean to hit you guys with that, but that's the truth. Think about it. Think about when someone has failed to follow up with you. Isn't that what you thought? Guess they didn't want it. Guess they didn't care enough. Following up is an act of love. Get that stuff out of your head that you're bugging people. Somebody has come to you for help. You have the system that works. You are offering them what they've always wanted. Now, here's the other piece I want you guys to know. I'm going to show you now how super easy it is to do this in Teamzy. But I want you guys to know this. Most people, especially with like a Beachbody product, will completely ignore you for the first 6, let's say 6 or 7 follow-ups. They won't even respond. Have you guys noticed that? Oh, I'm super interested. And then no response. Do you think everyone in the world is a jerk? No. This is how human beings are wired, you guys. I told you already, everything in your mind is subconsciously programmed to keep you where you're at. And you come along and are like, I'm going to change everything. The way you eat, the way you work out, the way you feel, the way you look, everything's going to be different. Guess what happens? Subconsciously, they want to hide from that. Consciously, they're excited. Subconsciously, they're going to avoid you. You have to continue to love them through that process. The coaching begins the moment they're interested, not when they actually purchase. Does that make sense? So let me show you guys though, but let me show you how to do this effortlessly. First of all, when you're following up and you don't want to be a pest, the key is to keep your follow-up short, sweet, nice, and never ask them to do anything. So I'll show you how to do this. So I'm going to follow up with Jay. I've already done my prospects, my customers, my coaches. Now I'm working my list, and I would work down my list, but I'm going to just use Jay as our example. So I'm going to go to Jay, and I'm not sure how many of you don't even know what you would say? Okay, so how many of you would be really excited if I opened scripts and show you that I put 10 follow-ups in here for you? So you can just copy them. Okay, good, because that's what I did. I don't think I did not have these last time I presented to your guys' team. We did not have these. People were writing my scripts down. So I'm going to go to follow-up number 1. Here it is, boom. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? This is my all-time favorite script, by the way. It's the best one ever. How many of you guys don't like the idea of scripts because they're too salesy, right? These are just the way you would talk to someone. I'm checking like I promised I would because I'm your friend. What questions do you have for me? I'm going to copy that script, okay, and I'm going to use it with Jay. Of course, I'll send it to her on Facebook, not through Teamzy. I'm just giving you an idea, and I'll change that name. Okay. Now, watch this. I'm going to log it, and I set my next follow-up. I always set my next follow-up. I'm going to set it for tomorrow again. She's back on my list again for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow when I come in here to Jay, I'm going to go to scripts again. This time I'll just get number 2. Follow-up 2. Hi, Jane. Just making sure you got my email and checking to see if you have any questions. Now, why am I going to follow up every day for 4 or 5 straight days? Because every day she's going to see that message come across her phone and she's going to go, oh yeah. She's going to remember emotionally what that conversation with me was like and how excited she was about making the change. And as soon as she experiences that good feeling for a half a second, her brain will take over and tell her why she cannot go click on that link right now. Oh yeah, I got to do that. That's going to be so, oh my gosh, the baby's throwing up. Like she will find an excuse, and that's how humans are. It's okay. I'm going to log this one, and then I'm going to hit tomorrow again. The next day, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go to Jay. I'm going to follow up. And when I work down this script, when I work down this list, guys, I don't even think. I don't even think. I go down and I go, boom, Jay, great. Where am I at with her? Okay, great. I'm on my second follow-up on activity. That's where I see what I just sent her yesterday. Great. I'm going to go back to my connect. I'm going to get my next script. And I'm going to send her number 3. I'm not even going to think about it. Make sure I change the names. Sometimes I have done it without changing the name before. And I just make a joke out of it. And they think I'm funny or whatever. And I explain how I call my kids. You know, how many kids do I have now? I have 4 kids. And I go through all 4 names every time I talk to one of them. How many moms and dads are like that? Like I don't know why. I can never start with the right name. It's always the last one I get to. All right, so again, we're just going to go through the process. We're going to keep following up with her. We're going to keep connecting with her. We've got these short and sweet connects, these follow-ups that keep you at top of her mind for the next few weeks, okay? Now, here's what happens. at some point, usually around the 6th or 7th follow-up, you haven't heard anything. And then all of a sudden you get a message back that says, oh my gosh, thank you so much for staying in touch with me. You are amazing. I can't believe, my life's been crazy. And they give you all the excuses they've come up with. And that's usually what happens. No worries, I'm here to help you. And you continue connecting with them. So eventually Jay now she gets organized, right? And she actually, let me just log this one. She actually I go into the back office and I go, oh yeah, cool. Jay got her challenge back and she signed up as a coach. Awesome. So how do I handle that? So what happens is I come into my Teamzy, I log in, and now I'm going to look her up again. This is how you finish her off in the system. And this time I'm going to log a sale. Check this out. See that little button right there? I'm going to log a sale. I'm going to log that she bought a challenge pack. That's just so that my Teamzy tracks how often I convert, right? So that I can see my conversion ratios. And I'm going to click save. So that's saved. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see she's a prospect still. I'm just going to click on coach. And I'm just going to click personally sponsored. Done. Now I've moved her from one group to another and she's finished off. If she said to me, Eric, I'm not ready right now, I'd have a couple choices. One, leave her as prospect, right? I would let this back to default, her follow-up, which means I'll talk to her in 3 months. Or if I want to talk to her in a month, I can just set a follow-up so that she shows back on my list in a month. Make sense? That way she never falls through the cracks. Now, just one little thing I will tell you guys about this. The people who aren't ready yet, because you know how, we've already talked about how sometimes they show up on someone else's team. I know I've been talking a long time, I'm sorry. Just a little tip, something that I learned that worked really well is that when you have that challenge group, let's say you have a challenge group that starts on Friday and somebody doesn't get in it, but you have somebody who rock stars in that group and they get great results. When you follow up next month with that person who said no, the first thing you should be telling them is the story of the rock star in the group that they said no to and the results they got that your friend didn't get because they didn't do it. But lovingly. Not like face, but just like, hey, I just wanted to tell you I'm so super excited. We just finished the group and my friend Sally got amazing results. She lost 7 inches, 12 pounds. She's feeling amazing. I really hope you can join this month's group, which starts in a week. In fact, I'm going to check and see if Sally gave me permission to show you her before and after pictures. Because, what do you think? You want to do it? Try it, you guys, seriously. It works so well. But make sure you're really sweet about it. Don't be mean. But missed opportunities, right? People aren't ready. They want to change. So it's good sometimes to share those stories. All right. I know I went off on a lot of stuff. Do you guys have some questions? I'll hang out for a couple more minutes and answer questions for you guys. You guys did great. You guys all hung in all that time while I talked. Good stuff. You have to unmute yourself to ask me a question, though.
Okay, I'll ask a question. It's Heidi here. I typed it into the chat, but I figured I'll just ask it. Are you suggesting that you follow up let's say they never get back to you. Do you follow up every single day for those 10 follow-ups? So 10 days consecutively? Or do you, that seems a little much to me. I haven't been doing that. I'll follow up probably every couple days and just check in and.
Yeah, I wouldn't follow up 10 days straight, no.
Okay.
You just got to use I might do 4 or 5 days straight, and then I'll start doing 2 days, 3 days. I think Teamzy lets you do 2 days, 4 days, right? You have different options where you can set it. So I will back off a little bit on them. Or sometimes they'll respond a little bit, but it's like a lukewarm response. Maybe I'll give them a couple days. You just kind of use your discretion on that. So you're fine with that, Heidi. Don't feel like you have to be super aggressive. I'm certainly not an aggressive personality at all. It's just about being consistent and present. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just make sure you're setting the next follow-up and that you're not giving up too soon.
So one thing that I've noticed, because I use Teamzy, I love it. So thank you for creating it. Sometimes I miss, I'll put the follow-up for, let's say, 2 days. And then when 2 days comes up, I'm like, oh, I should have really put maybe 4 days, or I should have given it maybe an extra day. Is there any way to skip that follow-up? Because I've noticed that I have to kind of put something in there in order for that person to go away. Am I just doing that wrong, or?
Let me show you how you can do that. So Are you seeing my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so if you go to your team page, I'm on my team page right here, and see where it says follow-ups upcoming? If you click that, you'll get your whole follow-ups list. I mean, I only have a few right now, but you might have a full list. And on this page, you can actually go in and release a follow-up. So you can just release it, or you can change it.
Awesome.
Without connecting with them.
That's great.
Does that make sense? So,
Yeah.
and if you're on the dashboard and you want to do that, I mean, the reason why you can't do it on the dashboard is because we don't want to give you a way to not follow. Like if they're on your list, we want you to follow up with them. It's kind of like we're forcing you to do, it's like taking your vitamins, right? Like go follow up with them. But if you really don't want to, what you can do is you click on their name right here also, and it jumps you to their record, and you can change it there too.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And you can toggle back to your dashboard. Just a couple little workarounds there. Also, some of you guys use Teamzy and then you took a month off, and now you've got 197 follow-ups from December on your list. I don't know, maybe not. Those people or your friends that have that problem can go back to that upcoming follow-ups list and release all those follow-ups back into the Teamzy churn. Right? So they just come back when their number comes up. What other questions do you guys have?
So how would you do that? How would you go back and I sent out a lot of messages to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I actually have a lot of follow-up messages because a month went by. So how would I send it? You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah,
you just go, okay, I'm going to show you. You're going to go to your team page. You're going to click upcoming follow-ups, and you'll have your whole list. And then what happens is you're on, like, let's say you're on Jennifer. You're just going to drop her to default, and she'll be off your list. And you'll go to, you're just going to hover right here and just keep default, and they're just going to disappear off the list and the list will move up.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah.
And even if you have, look, guys, it's not going to take you that long. I had somebody once that was like completely paralyzed because they had 300 follow-ups, and they were like, I can't ever use Teamzy again. And they couldn't grasp what I just showed you. And I said, you know what? You want me just to log into your account and do it for you? And they said, yeah. And it took me 7 minutes. So just don't get overwhelmed. This is a tool that's supposed to make your life easy. Don't get overwhelmed by it. If you need help, get some help. But, it's like you have to get organized. You just gotta, it's like cleaning your desk up a little bit before you get going, right? It's just getting a little bit organized, and then you're ready to rock.
Sorry, one last question. Because sometimes when I'm on my lunch or my break, I like doing it on my phone because I don't have access to a computer. I have a hard time, maybe it's just me, I don't know how to do it. Can't I access the scripts on my phone, or is it only on the computer?
You can, yeah, you can now. We released last week an all new mobile website, which is pretty awesome. Actually, let me show you guys real quick.
Do I have to download like the app or something? Or is it?
It's just a mobile website. If you're on your iPhone, you go to Safari. If you're on an Android, you go to Chrome, and you just log into Teamzy, and it's going to know you're on a phone. It's going to give you the mobile version.
Okay.
Let me share this with you guys real quick. I'll show you.
Because before I was actually saving all the scripts on my notes and then getting it off my notes, and it's just more of a like copy paste. It was more of a hassle.
Well, I'm glad you're using them. That's still good. All right, so let me show this to you guys. It took a little while to get this, but this is the mobile website right now. And do you guys see it? Yeah, this is what it looks like on mobile. Of course, you'll have to scroll a little bit, but you can see there's my dashboard. I can still search people, okay? Searches people the same way. I can go to somebody's record, okay? When you get here, you can click it. I can change their star rating, or I can go to their record. I can connect. I can do everything. Scripts are right here. Okay, I can send emails through here, which is really cool. Like if you have invite emails, you guys can actually, wait, that's script, sorry. You guys can actually have those logged in here, and you can get your emails. You can go to your scripts through here too, your email scripts, and you can log them, which is pretty awesome. Okay, go back to the dashboard. Your university's here, so you can watch videos. Like here's your list to connect with people, your follow-ups, everything's here.
Okay.
Right? And on the dashboard, when I'm going to talk to somebody like Christine, there's scripts right there. Okay, so I can go in, copy my script exactly the same way. And then what I would do is I would hit my home button twice, toggle over to Facebook Messenger, send her the message, toggle back. The idea here too is, I mean, I really think you guys should schedule an hour for a power hour every day. Like it should be an appointment that you keep that you're extra focused on. Okay, that's the way to really do this, is to schedule it. Just like you schedule when you're going to do your workout. You're going to schedule when you're going to do your power hour. You're going to turn on Teams and you're going to make your connects. But if you have like a crazy nutty life and you can't get 60 minutes together, you can do 15-minute blocks too. And you can do it on your phone. So if you've got a kindergartner that you're picking up and you're sitting in that line of parked cars around the school waiting for them, you grab your phone and you connect with 10 people, right? Whatever it is, you're getting your oil changed. I got new tires on my wife's car and it was like my most epic Teamzy day ever in the discount tire waiting room. People thought I was playing a video game because my thumbs were like, so, you know, that's the whole point here, guys, is to make your life efficient. You don't have to think about who to message or what's, just go for it. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure if you're using Teamzy while picking up your kid and the line starts moving, you put your phone down when you drive it those few feet because there's kids. All right, I'm just looking to see if anyone else had another question. Sherry Shapiro wants to ask a question. She doesn't have a microphone. So did you write it in here?
It's all the way at the bottom.
You make a feature that we can see back dates of the dashboard. Okay, so, oh, I know what she's saying. She wants to see like her circles. Possibly that's something we might do in the future. What you can do now is you can see your activity now. Where am I? Teamzy, here we go. Right now, when you're on your dashboard, you click this activity history right here at the top of the dashboard. You guys see that? And that will show you your activity report, which will tell you who you've connected with. And, you know, as you go down here, this report, let me scroll it up so you can see it. This report shows you who you've connected with and what you've done. And then you can also filter it. So you can just look at invites or whatever you want to just look at. We are also working on, I don't know exactly when it'll be done, so I don't want to promise it, but we're working on a report that you can send to your upline or to success partner that sends them like, here's the report on what I did today. So you can hold each other accountable, which is kind of cool. All right. All right, so for now, Sherry, you just got to remember to screenshot it as soon as you get that 100%. Okay. Any other questions you guys have? Oh wait, I got action steps. Oh my gosh, are you guys still on here? We lost a couple people. No big deal. Let me show you really quick. This is really important though. You got to have action steps. Okay, first and foremost, make sure you guys get your free trial. Just go get your free trial. Don't even ask questions. Just go get it started. But you make sure that you get a 30-day success partner to do your free trial with you. Okay, if you don't have a success partner, get one for 30 days. It's good to try somebody out before you commit to being lifelong success partners anyways. A good success partner is one who will hold you accountable, that will inspire you, but not somebody that you have to mentor constantly the whole time, or that somebody you're expecting to mentor you constantly the whole time. Make sense? It needs to be somebody that's equally driven, that's at about the same level, and you guys are going to work on this together. Make sense? But what I want you to do is exactly what Sherry was talking about. Every single day when you finish your dashboard activities, I want you to screenshot it and send it to your success partner. Okay? Because you're going to get one from your success partner like 9 o'clock at night, and you're going to be super mad because that means now you have to roll over, get your phone, and do yours. Make sense? All right, and then one more action step. I'm going to give you a 5-day challenge because before you do the ultimate reset, you got to do 3-day refresh, right? So I'm just going to give you a 5-day challenge to do during your free trial. Those of you guys who are already using Teamzy, you need to take on this challenge. I want in 5 consecutive days, I want you to connect with 100 people. That's 20 people a day. 5 consecutive days, okay? And this could be a combination of coaches, customers, and prospects. But 20 people a day, 5 straight days. They have to be consecutive days. That's the 5-day challenge. I want you guys to experience the momentum that doing consistent action over a few days has for you in your business. Okay? 5-day challenge. So how many of you guys are, wait, what happened? Did I lose my call?
No.
No, you guys are still there. Oh, gosh, I lost you guys. How many of you guys are going to take on the 5-day challenge? Yeah, see, people are seeing you. The public committing. Do you know committing in public makes you more likely to succeed? Yes. Okay, good. Take on the 5-day challenge, guys. Let me know. Send me your success stories. I love hearing them because I know if you do it, you'll have success. That makes sense? Okay. Good. Any other questions? Yes, that's Felix.
Eric, I just want to say thanks a lot for being on our call again tonight.
Yes,
and
thank
it
you
looks like
so
you've done
much.
some awesome updates to Teamzy. I love the scripts
That's
session
awesome.
because
It's so
I think
cool.
that is such a smart idea. I think so often coaches freeze up and struggle with okay, I got Teamzy up and running. Like, what do I say to people now? And you had some great scripts in our last call a few months ago, but having them right there and available is really awesome. Really great.
Yeah.
Great
Super
addition.
nice of you to share those. Thank you.
And you guys remember, you can go in and change. You can go save those and make them your own and save them so they're there for you to use too. So,
Sure, and they're a great jumping off point. What Eric is saying in his follow up might not be.
Yeah, if it's not in your voice, like I looked at one of his scripts and I said, I don't think that sounds like me, but if you switch a couple words, it could sound like you. So just switch it up.
Yeah.
like I never say, "Hey, girl," but I know that's
Yeah, right.
the starting point for most
Don't.
coaches.
I don't believe you. I'm just kidding.
I say it to my dog. Hey, girl, come here. Anyway.
Aw,
All right, you guys.
Well, thanks a lot for doing this again for us, Eric.
For taking the time again.
Yeah, it was
Appreciate
a great call, and we appreciate it. And everybody jump on this Teamzy. Get at least start with the free challenge
Yes,
and free
definitely.
30 days. It's well worth it. A lot of the coaches, raise your hand if you're using Teamzy right now.
Let's get a screenshot.
Right. So it's a lot of coaches, and it's a lot of coaches that are hitting Success Club every month, having success, creating momentum in their business. So
That's right.
it's well worth it. I've never heard a bad thing about it. So thanks again, Eric, man. You're great for doing this for us. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks for having me. I'll be back in 6 months.
All right. We'll see you, man. We'll be looking for some updates.
Talk to you guys later.
Thank
All right,
you.
take
Good
care.